Hey, what's up, you guys? Wyattxhim here, everyone's favorite YouTuber who stutters and mispronounces. And today, gonna do a little thought video on harsh noise. Now, I've talked about this briefly, I guess, where I made a little joke video about roughly around a year ago or so. And it was just a joke video where I listened to Hydro Caden's Beyond, and it was more like shits and giggles of a video. But now this video, I really want to have a good discussion about it and really get some opinions on a style of music that is really inaccessible. It's, good God, as strange, I think, as you can get for a sound, an audible sound in it. Now, with me personally, I always thought noise or harsh noise was somewhat interesting to an extent. Take for account Staluga, that band I always bring up sometimes. Overall, musically, it's a big giant mess, but you know, the whole idea of it, the concept of it is interesting and downright absolutely fucking disturbing, to where I just can't get enough of it. Just kind of going into detail with that project's work, with you know, a guy just pretty much recording mental patients in pretty much an insane asylum just start screaming at the top of their lungs into a microphone. It's definitely something that's not musically accessible, obviously, and something that you really can't jam out to, but it's something that is just downright disturbing and somewhat interesting in a way, and I guess that's just one of my personal views on it. Another one, too, if I can find it, is the guy who did a split with Saturnian Temple. Oh, here it is. Which is Vermipere, this guy back here that I just recently got. He's another interesting noise project, because he kind of takes sample bits from really forgotten old silent movies, just pretty much like the noises of it, and makes it into his own audible sound. And another thing that makes it interesting, because all of his work's all on like 7-inch vinyl, is that it's lathe cut, so you're gonna get a more surface noise to it, thus giving it more of a noisy vibe that goes off. And it's honestly terrifying and brain-numbing, to say the very least. And it's something that creates an atmosphere just by harsh noise alone. Now, I know I'm talking really highly about those two projects, but see, that's where I kind of draw the line, because after that, musically, harsh noise, I really could never honestly listen to and be like, shit, this is my jam. I want to buy every CD and play it in my car when I drive to work or something, or own every vinyl from a harsh noise project, because it's literally noise. That's all it is. It's the equivalent to pretty much just opening your window from your room and listening to what's going on outside. There's really nothing musical. There's no tempo. There's no beat. There's no rhythm. It's just noise. Now, I've talked to a few people who honestly like it, which is understandable. I mean, you can like pretty much anything. And they either listen to it in two different ways. It's either going to be really loud or really soft, and it's kind of like background music or background noise, because that's understandable too. I mean, I'll put on a record just for the hell of it to get background noise or whatever. But people do listen to it for the sake of it being background noise, to where it just sounds like a, you know, to pretty much, to me, if I ever did it, which I did it once just for the experience, it just sounds like a boulder rolling down a hill. Like that's what it just sounds like to me, or rain drips hitting your window and whatnot. It's not really something that you can just get into musically. But I understand also when people say, I guess when people tell me it's kind of relaxing when you have it at a soft volume, because I can understand that. I mean, there's people who will just put on, you know, a radio that only plays white noise to help them fall asleep. So that I can honestly understand 100%. But again, to like get really into it and then actually listen to it on a daily basis and be like, yeah, this is my fucking shit. No. That, I don't see how that's possible, but hey, that's just my personal view. But noise, in my opinion, is at its strongest when it's kind of like the second ingredient to a subgenre. For example, noise punk, noise rock, noise black metal. Like, I love that. I love when noise is kind of like the second ingredient to other subgenres. For example, there's Northern Tongues, obviously, I think, who does it perfectly well. You've got Wold from Providence, Rhode Island. Two best noise rock bands are Lightning Bolt. They do it perfectly. Gives it a really thick distortion. Gives off more chaos and more of a wacky, zany vibe that goes off. And Melt Banana is another one too. Even though they incorporate a little bit of grindcore into the mix, again, it kind of just works its magic the same way it would with Lightning Bolt. And noise punk, I'm just starting to get into it more, but Electric Funeral, that shit just fucking kills. Like I said, when a band just has it like a secondary thing, it sounds phenomenal. Another great example you guys should check out, I just got this today, that this album right here behind me is from the project called Gnaw. Just Gnaw, not Gnaw Their Tongues, just Gnaw. With his album This Face. It's avant-garde noise, and it's fucking awesome. Trust me on it. It's not metal, but it's avant-garde noise, and it's fucking intense. So if you want something different in your listenings tonight, check that out. But again, bands that just incorporate it a little bit to give it more of a distortion, more of a chaotic and gnarly vibe, I think noise really works in its favor. But it being its own genre, to me personally, I don't see how someone could continuously listen to it. But again, there are people who listen to just white noise to help fall asleep, so I don't know, everyone's different. But that's just kind of like my little take on harsh noise. Just like any other genre of music or whatever, again, I don't consider it that much of a music. I consider it more of an effect, if anything. But every subgenre of music has its highs and lows, and harsh noise is no different. So that's just my little 2 cents into it, and really curious to know yours. So yeah, comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, liking, supporting, and subscribing. You guys are the absolute fucking best, and good listens.